am Iron Man. Come on! Good evening, everybody. My name is Raider. Welcome back to another mod showcase. Today we're looking at Tinker's Construct, a 1.18.2 Forge mod for Minecraft, made by MDO and the Slime Knights. So you guys have probably heard about this mod because it has been going around for a while, some years. Hell, I've known it since I started playing Minecraft way back in the day. And that was a while ago. This is a mod that allows you to create big smelters where you can just smelt a bunch of material, a bunch of metals, and create some more powerful weapons. You can modify your weapons, you can combine them with different types of materials. It's incredible. I've known it for years. However, it has changed in the last couple months, years, whatever you want to call them. Since I added this mod to the series that I'm doing right now, I needed to know how to use the new version of this mod, so that's why we're here. First things you're gonna need for this mod is Materials and You, the first book. Now normally you spawn with this book, I have it right here just in case, by Selena, and just in case you guys, you know, lose the book for any particular reason, let's say you die and the book gets burned or destroyed or it just get lost. No worries, because you can craft it by putting a book and a pattern and it'll give you Materials and You. A pattern is made by oak plants and sticks and like so in your crafting, and you'll make a pattern. The patterns are some tools that we're gonna use later on, but to start you're gonna need three things that you're gonna need to look in the world: sand, gravel, and clay. Ha! As you can see, we have here a bunch. If you put gravel, clay, and sand, it'll give you grout. Grout is the first thing you're gonna need to start your adventure or to start working with tinkers. You put the grout on a furnace and it'll give you what's called a seared brick. Now, the seared brick is the basic material that you're gonna use to create everything that you're gonna need for tinkers. As you can see, it can also make this, which we're gonna use, called Seared Bricks. You're gonna make a lot of Seared Bricks, so you're gonna wanna know how to make them. Easy peasy how to make Seared Bricks. You just grab here, put it in 4, and boom, Seared Bricks. Let's move over to the next room here, haha, where I have a bunch of stuff ready for you guys. And okay, we're gonna go one step at a time, okay? First, let's check Materials on You. This is the first book. It'll give you an introduction, give you information on tier 1 materials, range materials, all the tools that you can make, the travel gear, modifiers, all that information is Materials on You. It's really detailed, so if you guys have any extra questions, you can check them out. The things you're gonna want to do to start your adventure here in Tinkers is these things. Hey. First of all, we got the part builder, where you will put the patterns that we talked about. The part builder, real quick, you can craft it by using 2 oak plants or honestly any type of wood, like this, with patterns, and boom, part builder. With any malleable materials, like say cobblestone or wood or something like that, something that, imagine it as you can change it with your hands or very basic tools. As you can see, when I place the cobblestone, the thing changes and gives me less options. That's because the cobblestone is a specific type of material for specific types of parts that you can make. As you can see, there's more of them. You'll need different materials. For, let's say, the bowstring, you would need string or binds or something like that. So let's go ahead and make our first tool. Let's say I want, I don't know, I want an axe. Let's say I want an axe. So I would make a small axe head. I will need a tool handle, and I will believe a tool binding too. That should be enough. And once you have the 3 parts from your tool, you will want to move into a tinker station. The tinker station is like, say, the basic constructing of your tools. Yeah. It won't give you like big and strong tools, but it'll give you at the very least, you know, a sword, an axe, a crossbow even. The way to craft a tinker station is pretty easy. Like I said, any type of wood like this, planks, and patterns on top. So like a bigger version of the part builder. Once you're in a tinker station, you will click the tool that you want to make, or if you want to repair your tools or add any modifiers, you can use the normal one. For now, let's do a hand axe. So, stone, a tool binding, and the tool handle. And, really important, you guys can name your weapons, and they won't disappear unless you lose them. If they break, they don't disappear, they just break and you would need to fix them. So, let's say I want to call this Stone Man. Man. There we go, Stone Man. There we go. We have our first tool. As you can see, I got an Advanced Novice Tinker. We also have here a part chest with a pattern, 2 sticks, a chest, and oak planks. This is to, let's say you make, oh dang it, I made one too many. Oh, you put it in here, no problem, and it'll keep getting bigger. There's a limit, I believe, on the part chest, so if you want to make a bigger one for the Tinker's chest, you just do the same, but instead of sticks, you use lapis lazuli. Now let's get into some more interesting stuff from Tinkers. You guys probably saw all this. Materials in you is for basic stuff, so you will need a more in-depth book on the next step. That's right, we're gonna craft our second book from Tinkers. The books are the best thing that you're gonna want on Tinkers. I believe there's 5 books, so I'm gonna teach you guys how to craft them so you guys can use them as a reference. Puny Smelting is the second book. And in order to craft it, you just need a book and a grout. Just one grout. No seared bricks, just a singular grout. And you will get Puny Smelting by Thrul Mgon. As you can see, this will get into the melting, the smelting, and bigger materials, better materials, all that stuff. The first step is making a Seared Melter, which is this thing. Now to make a Seared Melter, you just need seared bricks. Like I said, you're gonna need a lot of seared bricks, and a seared fuel gauge. To make a seared fuel gauge, you will need glass and seared bricks in this pattern. And then you get this, and you put it right here, and boom, you get a Seared Melter. In order to heat it up, to smelt the materials, the metals, you will need a seared heater. First, that's like the first level is the seared heater. Usually like this with your seared bricks and you'll make a seared heater. But you can also, if you have a bunch of lava or if you have access to a bunch of lava, you can make a seared fuel tank, which will work even better. And you craft that just by putting the same pattern but with a glass in the middle. Now this is how this works. You put the melter on top, your source of heat in the bottom, like you see here, the heater and something to burn. Right now, its capacity is 12 ingots. Now, as you can see, I did attach a couple things here. We got this thing, we got the basin, and we got faucets. So, right here, you can see how to craft them. The basin, you just do like this with seared bricks. The faucet, you put 3 like this. And then the casting table, you put it on the other way from like the basin, but upside down. Now you guys probably saw that we had this blank sand cast, and you might be wondering what the heck is a blank sand what? And don't worry, I'll show you guys. First of all, let's put some metal in our melter. I'm gonna put some copper because that is like one of the basic ones apart from iron, and it'll get in here. The only thing about the melter is that you cannot combine different types of metals inside this melter. This is like the basic one, so it doesn't allow you to add different kinds of metals. The way to get it out is with the faucets. You attach a faucet to one side of the thing. If you can't attach it because let's say you're like, oh no, I keep right clicking to put the faucet but it doesn't work. No worries, you can shift right click and the faucet will attach to it. This is full of molten copper. So you'd be like, how do I get it out? No worries, you just right click the faucet and in the case of the basin, it's gonna make a block. Boom. A block of copper for me. Just in case you wanted to get it out and I don't know, make something. Now the interesting thing will be when you get a casting table. Because with the casting table you can do something interesting. Like I said, you would need a blank sand cast, which is easy to make. You just put normal sand into your crafting thing and you will make blank sand casts. So you can put this here and as you can see it's just like, you know, a cast. But if you have a part made of say stone like this head here, you would press it into the sand like so. It'll make a cute little indentation, you get it out, and it keeps the thing. And now, if I do this, ta-da! it'll destroy the sandcast but leave you behind with a copper small axe head. Perfect. Something you gotta consider is that with the sandcasts, if you are like, okay, I wanna move this to somewhere, or I wanna keep it somewhere. Okay, if you right click it, it'll turn back into the normal sandcast because, you know, it's sand. Yeah, if you move sand, it's gonna go back to it's dust. It's gonna go back to normal. So you can be like, oh, that sucks. I want like a cast that I can reuse. No worries. Let's say you put some raw gold into your melter. As you can see, it's filling up with gold. We'll put not the cast, we'll put the stone small axe head in here. And with gold, ta-da! It'll destroy the thing in the middle, but leave you with, aha, a cast! A reusable cast that you can use as many times as you want. You can put it and remove it, put it and remove it, put it and remove it as much times as you want. It doesn't matter. Now let's move over to one of the last things of the first book, Materials and You, which is the Traveler's Armor. The good thing about the Traveler's Armor is that you can upgrade it. I'll show you guys how to upgrade your tools later on, but for now just think that the Traveler's Armor is like the first armor that you can upgrade, like really upgrade. The way to craft them is for the Traveler Goggles, you would need leather, copper, and glass panes. Again, copper and leather for both the chestplate and the pants, and also for the boots. And if you want to make a better shield, then just like this with any oak planks or any type of planks and copper around it. Now before we move over to the next part, we need another book. Like this one has a lot of information, sure, but it needs a little bit more. I think it needs a little bit more. Now before I left some in here in the melter. I left some seared stone, which is just putting seared bricks in there, and it'll melt them into seared stone. Put a faucet over here, and this is what's called a channel. This is a seared channel. There's like arrows inside the channel. That's how you know which way it's gonna go. So if you right click here, look, as you can see, it disappeared the thing, it disconnected the thing. I can reconnect it, but the things are pointing that way. So you wanna right click right here, and it'll go this way. You gotta be careful where the arrows are pointing, because that's where the flow of whatever you are gonna put in here is gonna go. Now, the channels cannot directly go into a basin or a casting table. However, they can go into a container, and that container you can put a faucet into a thing. So, as you can see, this is going normally. Oh, if you wanted to point downwards into something, you will put it below it, and then you right click in the middle, and it'll make a thingy going down. Now, if this works correctly, yeah, it's going into this container. And now you put a book in a casting table, and you pour seared stone in it, and we get the third book, Mighty Smelting, by, again, Frulmagon. And this will give us more information into tiers 3s, into other abilities, defense, but the big tools, but more importantly, one of the things that you probably know about Tinkers is the Smeltery. Now the Smeltery, they did change it a lot. So let me show you guys. This is my Smeltery situation right here. It does need to have this shape, right? So it doesn't matter if there's nothing in like the sides, but it does need to have a 3 by 3 by 3. You can make it as tall as you want. I don't think there is a limit. And this way you will be able to store more of your molten things in there. As you can see, I have some molten things in there right now. But yeah, you can store even more. So right now, let's see, it says that it has a capacity for 324. Let me just remove just one, just to see. The capacity is right now at 216. And if we finish the next level, aha, right now it's at 324. Now real quick, let me go back to my melter right here, the small melter, because I'm gonna teach you guys how to make the head of the Smeltery. You might be wondering, hey, I don't know how to craft this, it doesn't say how to. Well, that's very easy. You will need a basin like this one. You will need 1 seared bricks, like so. You put it in here, and then you will pour molten copper into it. 4 ingots worth is enough, and in a second, once it cools down, boom, it turns into a Smeltery Controller, which is it's the heart of the operation. Now you see that there are other stuff connected to it. This is the seared fuel tank that I was talking to you guys a minute ago that you could craft over there. In case you forgot, this is how you craft it, with the glass. And we also have the seared drains, which is what you will have to put in order to drain the materials that you have inside. So you put the drain and then you just attach faucets to them, and you can put like a basin or a cutscene like this if you want. Now this is the only different thing, which is the seared glass, and you can use it like so, and it's just to see inside. It still counts as part of the structure, and you can see what materials you have inside, just so you don't have to look over it, because if you fall into molten metal, you will die. It will hurt you, so don't try it. Now with our more powerful smeltery, it's like the melter, but even more powerful, bigger. It can smelt even more things. Oh yeah, you need to fill this up with lava. So you just grab a bucket of lava and right click it and it'll fill it up. Fill it up. That's the lava that it has. Right now the temperature is 1,000 degrees Celsius. The better the material you use for the tank, the hotter it will get. So lava, it's like 1,000. There are better materials, but I will show them to you later. Now let's say you want something better. Let's say you want a hammer that can destroy a mountain, make a big hole into a mountain and go blah 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 blah. You can do that, but you will need better equipment. This is the Tinker's Anvil. You craft it by putting seared bricks like so and a specific type of material. It doesn't have to be slime steel. It can be any of the better alloys. Because in here, if you place, let's say you have gold in there and then you smelt, let's say copper, it'll create something called rose gold. Now you gotta be careful, because if you put two materials that can get alloyed and they are not separated by, let's say I have them like this. So I put more copper and it's separated from the gold, so it doesn't matter. It will always fall on top, so it doesn't matter. But the moment that they get close to each other, let's say I did it, whoops, I put it in on top, they will mix into rose gold. It's unavoidable. Not yet, at least. I'll show you guys later how. But yeah, any of the alloys can be used to create a Tinker's Anvil. You put it like this, and boom. With the Tinker's Anvil, you can create the better weapons. You can create a cleaver, a scythe, a broadaxe, the sledgehammer, the vein hammer, the excavator, and the longbow. All of them can be created with this. You will still need the parts, which you can make here. But yeah, let's say we want a sledgehammer. We want a cool sledgehammer, so let's do this. Again, remember cobblestone to make the stump plating. We just need one for now. We'll need a hammerhead and a tough handle. You might be wondering, but Spicy, it says you need two of them. Well, yeah, but these ones are not gonna be the ones that we're gonna use. No. Yeah, no, we're just gonna use this to make the castings. Check it out, you put it right here. Like I taught you guys. Okay, very important in the smelter, if you click one of the materials that you have, it'll go down to the bottom. So let's say I want to make a cast of this. So I just need a little bit of gold, and boom, we have a large plate cast. Then let's say I want a hammerhead. Boom, and then let's say a stone tough handle. Boom. Okay, so we'll have some rose gold in there, so let's do this for the large platings. Let's do a couple of rose gold plates for my hammer. Let me put some iron in there. You can just place it like here, and it'll start smelting, and it'll drop on top, like I said. You guys might have noticed that the material that's on top, or the next material that's gonna be used, is illuminated in both the drains and in the head. As you can see right now it's gold, but if I change it, let's say to iron, it'll change to red. So let's say I want the head of my hammer to be iron. So I will put it like this. And let's say I also want the tough, the handle to also be iron. So we just put it like this, and there we go, a tough iron handle. And now we go back to our anvil, we type the thing, we put this thing, we put this here, we put the iron head, and we put the thing, and let's call it berry metal. Because he has like a strawberry thing. I don't know. Oh, hello, Mr. Mountain. Hi-ya! This is incredible. The brother tools are much better. Ah, my nemesis. Anything that's a shovel related. But as you can see, it goes. It really, really goes. Then again, I am in creative, but still, it doesn't change the fact that it will always mine in this pattern. Now let's say I want to modify my new and improved weapon, my beautiful broadsword. You put it in here, and let's say I want it to be faster. I want it to be faster, so I'll put it right here. As you can see, now it gets a little red handle, and it now has haste. It'll make it faster. Boom, it has right now, it has 19 out of 45, so I can put even more, redstone if I want. But let's say I want my berry metal to be a little sturdier, a little better, so I will put a diamond in it. That diamond increases its durability and stats. So as you can see, right now the durability is 932. With a diamond, it jumps to 2,932. So a lot better, a lot better. And there are a lot of modifiers that you can put into your weapons if you want it to be faster, if you want it to do more damage, if you want it to behead, if you want it to never, if you die, if you want it to not lose it, if you want it to be soulbound, that's what it's called, soulbound. And if you die, it will always stay with you. You can put that into your weapons. Now there is a limit, however. Every weapon has a limit on how many modifier slots it has. And while there are some stuff that you can add to your weapons to add more modifier slots, there will always be a limit. Now let's move over to the second level. Let's say for the sake of argument that you're like, oh, this is not good. All my materials are getting alloyed. What is happening? Well, let's move over to the second level, shall we? The second level of the Smeltery is this. Hehe. For this, you will need to go into the Nether, so don't even try, You'll need to get this, Nether Grout. It's like the normal grout that we had before, but this one's Nether. For Nether Grout, you will need magma cream, soul sand, and gravel to create Nether Grout. Again, you put it into a furnace, and this will make Scorched Bricks. To make the basic structure, you will need the Scorched Bricks. So, like this one's. It's easy, you just need 4 of them, like so, and you will get Scorched Bricks for the Foundry. Again, there is a first level before it, and this is the Alloyer. Alloyer. It will help you make alloys even better, even more intense, more powerful alloys. The way to make this is same thing as before with Scorched Bricks and a Scorched Fuel Gauge, which you make with Nether Quartz instead of glass this time. You can make a fuel tank like this one, like so, with a Nether Quartz in the middle, and then this is an ingot tank, which is different from a fuel tank. Fuel tank is for fuel, ingots is to place ingots. If you want to make an alloy, let me show you guys. We have some molten copper here and some molten gold. Right now it's set up like so. We have the fuel at the bottom, we have the alloyer at the top. So as you can see, I have 2 tanks, because I have 2 tanks connected. And once you start putting 2 materials that can turn into an alloy, they will start. So let's say I fill this up with copper. You're like, perfect. What can copper combine with? Easy. Gold. It'll make rose gold. As you can see, it'll start filling up. And this will start going down while it turns it into rose gold. For the ones that are really observant, you might have noticed that this is not lava. This is called blazing blood. You get it by killing blazes. By smelting blazes, more specifically. And that is easy. You just need to make one of these in the Nether, put a blaze spawner on top, and once they fall in there, they will die and turn into the blazing blood, which is, as you can see, it burns at 1500 C. So a lot better than normal lava. If it doesn't have a casting thing, it will not work. However, you can create a gold platform and put it in here, and let's say gold bars, and put them in here, and this way it will work. Yeah, as you can see, it's pouring in. This one's not pouring in. I guess that doesn't make any pattern. But you will need to put it. If you don't have this, let's say if you remove it, it will not work. This won't work because it doesn't have anything in. So if you need a gold platform in there to if you want to get blocks, if you want to get something else, then you can put it in here and there's no problem. Let's call it the second level of the Smeltery. Now this one's a little different. It's a lot cubicer. As you can see, it goes down. It's a complete cube. It cannot be like the other one that had like things like this. No, it requires it. As you can see, it's telling me, no, I need it. I need it. This is the Foundry head. The Foundry head works similarly to the Smelter head. To make the Foundry head, you will need molten obsidian. That's why I had some obsidian in here. You put it like this, you grab some Scorched Bricks, you put them in a basin like this, and you pour it in. And once it cools down, this will turn into the Foundry Controller that you can put in here and into your structure, and it'll work just as the smelter. However, differently from the smelter, there's two things about the foundry. One is that the metals don't alloy inside the foundry. They don't alloy at all. So as you can see, I have copper and gold, and they are touching, and they are not turning into rose gold. So that is good, unless you want to get the alloys, which is why it has the alloyer separate. But this is good because you won't accidentally alloy your materials without you wanted to. Just like with the smeltery, you need drains. In order to make the drains, you need some Scorched Bricks and Obsidian Panes. To make the panes, you just need to have obsidian in there, and you just into a casting table, and that works. Once it cools down, it turns into a pane. Boop, like this. For the foundry, the book that you will need is Fantastic Foundry, which is this one, by Namir. You get it by putting some ground with a book, and boom, Fantastic Foundry just for you. This will teach you all about the alloyer, the foundry, everything you need to know. Even the shape. I hate how this looks. I don't like this. What is this? Woo! Yeah, this is the plate armor. Similarly to the Traveler's armor, this one's stocked in the Fantastic Foundry book, and well, this one is made with cobalt. It's a lot sturdier. Again, it can be modified. You can add everything that you want. In order to make it, you'll need crimson planks or the other type of plank that is in the nether. To make the shield, you'll need to make the helmet cobalt, which is difficult to get, and chains. You'll need chains, again, for the chest plate and for the leggings with chains. And for the boots, you don't need chains. You just have it like this. And it's perfect. Now let's say you're like, okay, that's too many stuff. What are you talking about? How too many books? What is this? How am I supposed to just go into every single book if I want to get some information? Yes, but also no, because the lovely people at that made Tinker's Construct gave us a little cheat code, let's say. For that, you will need gold, and you'll need a book. You'll put it in a casting table and place some gold into that, and ta-da! The Encyclopedia of Tinkering. Every time that you get any of the books, the Encyclopedia of Tinkering will change, in that it will start absorbing more information from your other books. This will have all the information from upgrades, armor, tools, the modifiers, the types of metal, the materials, the good, the bad, everything. As you can see, it tells you what its abilities are, information on all the materials, everything is in here. So you just need to get this one after you get at least one of the other, remember. After that, we have an extra book that is not really related to those, except for maybe this. You have Tinker's Gadgetry by Melvin. You will need a sky slime in order to craft it, and a book. Sky slimes spawn in sky slimes. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys, but there are a lot of islands, of floating islands around the world. There are different kinds. This one is a slime kind. The sky slime one, because it's blue. But there are others. There are in the nether, there's some in the end, there's different kinds, and they give you different stuff. With Tinker's Gadgetry, you'll get some information into some extra stuff, let's say. Odd modifiers, armor, exploration. So you can see, there's different types of islands all around the worlds. Now, gadgets are really useful, especially the slime sling. Check this out, I have a slime sling right here. You're like, oh, what is this? This is useless. No, it's not useless. It's a great way to travel. Check it out. You charge it up. Whoops, sorry. You charge it up, aim it at the ground, and now, if I wasn't in creative, of course, I would die. So you will need to get the slime boots, just so you don't die. You'll bounce you will bounce. Basically, it takes away your fall damage, so it's really useful to have if you're gonna be doing that. Apparently, there's also a piggy pack if you want to move mobs. If that's in the Tinkers that I have for my series, that might be really useful. Flying around on a dragon with a thing on top. I'll check that out. Let's see if it's there. And there's also some odd modifiers that we have here. We have a potion invisibility, milk bucket, compass, and venom bottle. The book talks about other modifiers that are available, but let's say I want this one here. And I want, let's say, potion of invisibility. Because let's say that red stuff, Yuki. let's say I press it and it disappears, but it's still applied. So if you want to say, I don't like this, and you remove it, yuck, I don't like the red in the thing, no problem, it'll still have the modifier, but it won't show. Let's say you were dumb and you're like, no, I actually like the red. You will put a milk bucket, press the name, and it's back. There are other modifiers with the compass. If you have many of them, you can change the how they look in the weapon. The venom bottle, which does other stuff. The book has a lot of weird modifiers that you can get, and it also talks about other modifiers that you can unlock later on. Oh yeah, and this is the modifier table, which you can put to edit the modifiers, and it's easy to make. You just need stone and seared bricks, easy peasy. And now you can explore the world now that you have tools and you have your Tinker, Gadgetry and all. Remember that if you go back in the Tinker's versions, then they probably added or removed stuff, so keep that in mind. This one is for the 1.18.2 version. If they make another one for the 1.20, then they'll probably add more stuff. Tinker's is probably one of the mods that I have seen grow, and I've seen that they actually work for every single one of Minecraft versions, which is really impressive, believe it or not. Anyway, hopefully that answered any and all of your questions about Tinkers. Hopefully I covered everything. I'm pretty sure I did. But if you guys have any questions about, I don't know, maybe something I didn't cover or modifiers, something like that, and I can answer, then leave it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to check them out and answer your question, of course. That will be all for me. Happy tinkering! This is one of the better mods to have in your mod pack, in your server. It's definitely really fun. It gives you a lot more options, and the tools are incredibly useful. So I really do recommend it a lot. Anyway, I will see you guys next time for the next mod pack or for the next series, or if I plan something else, I'll let you know. Bye bye. Oh yeah, remember to like and subscribe. Love you.